Hey guys, this is Ackleyattack4427 here with a brand new thoughts video for all of you guys, and yeah, I guess ever since the last video I posted right around yesterday for sure, I guess maybe I think this video right but now is probably worthy enough to pretty much liven things up right about now, because yeah, pretty much after going over pretty much a bit of controversy that I've discussed in pretty much the previous video that I talked about, but yeah, I think you can pretty much get the idea that yeah, I think it's about time that I've of course get myself back into something a bit more lighthearted for sure, and actually talk about the latest movie that of course officially came out not too long ago. So yeah, I guess that's what I kind of figure I would go for in today's video about now. So yeah, I had just literally got back from, of course, seeing this earlier tonight, and yeah, I think it's actually quite obvious that I have to dive back into this again. So yeah, I guess for today's thoughts video but now I'm of course going to be talking about, well, pretty much another movie from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So yeah, it has been about a couple months since after my previous venture into, of course, the MCU for sure, and yeah, I've been quite occupied by, of course, plenty of other stuff in between all of the and let's not forget to mention, sticking with the MCU for sure, I've been dabbling into, of course, its latest show, Miss Marvel, to which, by the way, I'm totally gonna do a thoughts video on that once the final episode of that show officially comes around for sure. But for now, I think it's about time that we would probably stick to the movie side of the MCU right about now, and of course talk about this latest movie that just finally came out this weekend for sure. So yeah, I guess you can pretty much get the clear picture on that, and of course, in case you don't remember now, well, we might as well strap ourselves in to, of course, pretty much meet up with the almighty god himself, Thor Olgensen. So yeah, as of course we're going to be talking about the latest movie in the MCU, and of course pretty much the God of Thunder's fourth venture in, of course, that said series, with, of course, Thor Love and Thunder. So yeah, I guess it's actually quite obvious. It is, of course, the newest movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe that has officially came out right about now, and it is, of course, the fourth movie based around the God of Thunder himself, Thor. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say on that. Alright, so before I can go ahead and talk about this latest movie that finally came out, I think it's actually quite fitting that I should talk about Thor's time in the MCU in general. Now I will have to say, there's no doubt in my mind that out of all the, pretty much, the play of Marvel superheroes that have been around ever since the MCU first started, like, of course, Iron Man, Captain America, and, of course, the Incredible Hulk, and just to name a few, Thor is definitely one of the most recognizable for sure, and I really do love on how well he interacted with, of course, a really good amount of members of the Avengers for sure, and yeah, I dare if it's his time in the MCU is, of course, actually really quite interesting, and it's really worth pretty much well worth seeing it on screen for sure. He's that incredible, and of course I shouldn't forget to mention his pretty much his solo movies that came out around that time for sure, which I might as well go ahead and give out my bit of a thoughts video on that. Yeah, pretty much give out my initial thoughts on those individually in this video, now that I have already watched them very recently in preparation for, of course, this one. The first Thor movie I actually really like for sure. I don't think it's really that great for sure, but I do think it's a good movie overall. But yeah, I guess if anything, it really won me over with, of course, some really great visuals, and not to mention Asgard looks really, really marvelous hands down. So, yeah. And of course, let's not forget to mention Chris Hemsworth actually pulls off a really excellent performance as Thor himself. He's actually that incredible for sure, So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say for, of course, the first Thor movie. It's a second solo of film, Thor: The Dark World. I actually do think is okay, but at the same time, I just kind of felt it was very, very weak with what it's doing for sure. I mean, granted, it's been, I think it is trying its best, hands down, but I don't really think it's enough to win me over, hands down. But that isn't until the third movie that came out sometime later, Thor Ragnarok, to which, in my opinion, is definitely the best one out of all of the Thor movies for sure. Yeah, pretty much everything from what I'm actually seeing, it really does shine through as, of course, a really silly, goofy, and yet really action-packed and really incredible MCU Marvel film, hands down for sure. So yeah, no doubt in my mind, Thor Ragnarok, definitely the best one out of all these movies for sure. So yeah, I guess with, of course, what I've actually said, yeah, I think it's actually quite fair that, of course, that I would say Thor is, of course, pretty much has been having a really fun ride during his time in the MCU for sure, and for good reason. So yeah, and I guess on that thought, I am actually quite excited to actually see how this newest one would actually compare to, of course, plenty of the other films that we got before. I mean, yeah, I mean, how could you seriously try to top Ragnarok on that front for sure? I mean, yeah, how could you? But nevertheless, I think it's quite fitting that I will, of course, go and actually see the new Thor movie for what it is. And, well, I just literally got back from, of course, seeing it earlier tonight. And yeah, probably by the time I'm recording this, it is almost late at night. So yeah, I think it's actually quite fitting that I would do that for sure. But hey, I digress. But anyways, I've actually finally came back from, of course, seeing this movie right about now, and I guess a lot of you guys may be asking this question, what do I think of this movie for sure? Well, I will have to admit, I think I actually do have split opinions on, of course, this one, but they do compile together to, of course, something that is actually really quite unique for me to say. Pretty much as a movie on its own, I think it's a decent flick. I mean, it's not good, not bad, just alright. But as a Thor movie, I had a blast with this one. So yeah. Needless to say, I don't really think it's actually a terrible movie, nor even a great one for sure. I'm kind of split on the middle on this one. But there's no doubt in my mind, I definitely had a good time seeing this for sure. A good number of stuff in it that worked, actually did work, and well, you can pretty much get the idea, of course, that one. So yeah, I guess it's pretty much how I felt about this movie for sure. Alright, so now that I've actually got the short version out of the way, I guess the one question is, why do I think that? Well, let me explain. So yeah, pretty much I might as well go ahead and talk about everything I need to mention. Of course, this movie, yeah, pretty much for starters is, of course, the story, and personally to me, I think it does have some really good ideas that they actually threw into it for sure, and a good number of chunks they actually threw into it. It definitely does look like something straight out of Thor himself for sure. But at the same time, I just do kind of feel a good number of chunks just didn't necessarily flow out well with what I've actually seen for sure, but that doesn't make it terrible. I do think there are some good ideas that they actually threw into, of course, this one, but from what I'm actually seeing, I think most of the time it does work, but other times not so much for sure, but I'm not saying it's entirely bad for sure. I think it did everything it could in what it's actually in what it's trying to do for sure, but yeah, maybe I think it might be trying a little bit too hard in some areas, and And yeah. But yeah, I guess I wouldn't necessarily say it's bad in any way. I do think it's actually decent. However, I do think pretty much another aspect that I should delve into right about now is, of course, the film's writing, I have to say. Now, I will admit, I just don't think this movie is written out pretty well, as a good number of chunks that I do think could have used a proper rewrite for sure, but I guess if anything, I just kind of felt it's a little lackluster from what it's actually trying to do, hands down. And I just really don't think pretty much flows out well from what I would expect for a Thor movie for sure. But yeah, that's pretty much how I felt. However, probably the saving grace for, of course, that is, of course, the film's comedy, I have to say. So yeah, seeing how this is an MCU film, of course they're gonna have to cram in some comedy for sure. And I will have to say, that's probably the best part of this movie. I do think the comedy in this movie really does work well for sure. It has a really good number of chunks that I've actually seen. I did get a good laugh from what I've actually seeing for sure. So yeah. Despite what I have to say about the first two, the comedy in this movie really does work well in my opinion, and I really did have a ball laughing my ass off. Pretty much laughing at the film's comedy for sure. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say on that. Alright, so now that I've got those out of the way, I guess I might as well go ahead and talk about, well, I think next up is, of course, the characters, and I will admit, pretty much the characters in, of course, this movie, I will have to say they are incredibly likable and, of course, interesting in my opinion. And every single time I've actually seen them on screen for sure, I always do root for them hands down. And plus, I really do love on a really good amount of development they've actually give to, of course, these characters. Like, of course, pretty much the characters from, of course, the previous films. We've actually got to know them more and see how much they've grown compared to the last films. And even the new ones that I have to say, they actually really do get a good kick and always contribute a whole lot to, of course, what's going on with, of course, everything else in, of course, this movie for sure. So yeah, I guess there's no doubt in my mind that the characters in, of course, this movie, I really do enjoy them. I think they are really likable and interesting and even well developed in my opinion. And of course, the actors playing all the characters for sure, my god, they really pulled off some really excellent performances in my opinion. So yeah. And I guess it's quite obvious that pretty much of anything, Chris Hemsworth, I have to say, he still really does shine as Thor for sure. And again, I really do like how much he's grown a whole lot compared to the last several films that he was a part of for sure. So yeah, and not to mention pretty much Natalie Portman as pretty much Thor's girlfriend slash ex-girlfriend, Jane Foster. I will have to say, she really does shine through for sure, and yeah. Yeah, I guess if anything, it is actually a good way to, of course, utilize her since after she was absent in the last film for sure. But yeah. I guess if anything, Natalie Portman actually really does shine through as Jane Foster for sure. And even when, pretty much if you have seen the trailers for, of course, this movie, she does wield Thor's mighty hammer for sure. And I will have to say, she is absolutely badass with, of course, that hammer for sure. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. I think there are a good number of chunks in, of course, this movie where they did dabble into Thor and Jane's relationship, almost like a pretty much something straight out of the movie Twister for sure, with, of course, Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt. But hey, I guess if anything, I really do think those two do shine through in, of course, this movie. They really did pull off really great performances for sure. But however, if I could give a single trophy for the most entertaining performance in all throughout the entire movie, it would definitely have to be Christian Bale as the main villain, of course, this movie, Gore, for sure. So, yeah, I guess there's no doubt in my mind that, in my personal opinion, Gore is, of course, a really great villain for sure. And of course, it's quite obvious, Christian Bale pulls up a really entertaining performance for sure. Yeah, he's pretty much not only pretty much evil and sinister, but he's also pretty much creepy and, of course, pretty much sinister and stuff, and I think I've already said sinister in the hang but still, yeah, he's weird, he's creepy, and he actually does carry out on, of course, his motivations and stuff, which is actually what I would expect for any good villain in the Marvel Cinematic Universe for sure. So yeah, I guess there's no doubt in my mind that as much as I really do enjoy Chris Hemsworth and Natalie Portman in, of course, this movie, I always had a ball seeing Christian Bale in this movie for sure. And yeah, that's just to name a few for, of course, this movie for sure. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say on that. Well, not enough, so. But good thing I got a backup, so. Much better. Alright, so now that I've actually got those two out of the way, what else is there for me to talk about? Well, quite a whole lot, actually. For starters, this had pretty much, seeing about this is a Marvel superhero movie, there's gonna be plenty of action, right? Oh, you bet your ass there's gonna be action in, of course, this one, and I have to say the action in, of course, this movie is really well done for sure, and I always do get a kick out of course, the really good fight scenes for sure, and every single time I've actually seen it on screen, they're always fun to watch for sure, and yeah, I always do get a good kick out of course, seeing pretty much the action, of course, this movie, hands down. It's always fun to watch, and I really do enjoy all the way for sure. So yeah, I guess it's pretty much that for hung up for sure, and of course, the visuals and the effects in this movie, they look absolutely brilliant, hands down, with, of course, pretty much everything from what I'm actually seeing. It really does shine through on, of course, a real visual style of things, and yeah, it's actually well worth it for sure, and just by seeing it all along, you really do feel like you're actually in there, not only admiring the beautiful world that this movie is actually really exploring for sure, but you do feel like that you're really are in the action for sure, with some really brilliant effects, hands down. So yeah, I guess it's what I can say on the hang, and not to mention the pretty much the cinematography is, of course, well done with some really great camera shots. The editing is, of course, cut up perfectly in my opinion, and yeah, let's not forget to mention, I really do love the really nice I was going somewhere with the hang, I'm so sorry, but oh yeah, now I remember, yeah, pretty much, as much as I love those two, I really do love the incredible sound mixing for sure, as I really do love that they incorporate different music tracks that correspond with, of course, the film's score, hands down, and yeah, I say that definitely fits in well with, of course, what I've actually seen in this movie, and it really does shine through all the way. And as for the other two, hands down, I guess to me, pretty much the direction of this movie, as of course, believe it or not, they did bring back pretty much Taika Waititi to of course direct this film, like he did with Ragnarok. And personally, to me, I think from what I'm actually seeing, I don't think his direction, of course, this movie is bad. I mean, I've seen him as like a really good film director, hands down, on top of course, being a really good actor for sure. But to me, I think he kind of took everything that he's actually learned from Ragnarok, but just pretty much scaled it back a little bit, and yeah, it did kind of feel a bit of a letdown for sure, but I do felt that maybe there could have been a whole lot more to the hag from what I'm actually seeing on screen for sure. So, but hey, I'm sure he did try hands down, and I can't fault him for the hag right about now. So yeah, I guess it's what I can say on that. And not to mention the film's tongue, I have to say, I do kind of admit it was kind of a big, pretty much incoherent and a big off to me, as I was expecting something a little bit more grand and epic, but again, it just kind of feels a little bit too mundane for sure when delivering a proper tone for, of course, this one. But again, I'm sure they did work out as best as they can for sure. So yeah, but the most important thing that I can say is that despite all of its faults, it does carry out everything that I would expect for, of course, the almighty God of Thunder himself. So yeah, not everything actually did work out for sure, but it does carry through, of course, what makes Thor, well, Thor for sure. So yeah, I guess with all that said and done, I guess you can pretty much get the idea. Alright, so I guess if anything, overall, as a movie on its own, I do think it actually is a somehow decent flick, in my opinion. I don't really think it's anything that terrible, by all means, let alone god-awful, nor even anything that fantastic, or even that interesting for sure, but I guess if anything, it's just an okay movie for sure. But when it's a Thor movie, hands down, my god, despite what I have to say, I had a blast with, of course, this movie, hands down. Yeah, I think with, of course, what I've actually seen for sure, it did try its best, but it does deliver fine with what it's actually done, and really does carry out, of course, what I would expect for a movie about the God of Thunder himself. So yeah, needless to say, despite what I have to say, I do think it's a decent flick in my opinion, but I really had a good time seeing it for sure, and yeah, it's pretty much what I would expect whenever I want to go see a brand new Marvel Cinematic Universe movie, hands down. I always go there just to have a good time, and for the ones that worked incredibly well and are almost pitch perfect, they did that just fine. And sometimes when they didn't, I did say they did try, but I did walk away still having a good time regardless for sure. And given to my history with the MCU for quite some time now, that's definitely saying a whole lot for sure. So yeah, I guess that's all I can say for Thor Love and Thunder, hands down. It's a decent flick, yes, but I had a really good time regardless. So yeah, I guess if anything, if you do want to experience this movie for yourself, then by all means, go ahead and do so. I still think it is one movie that I'm definitely recommending, hands down, and yeah, I say you're going to be in for a good time, regardless on what you or anybody else would think, hands down. And I know it did with me, hands down, but hey, still well worth it, nevertheless. So yeah, not good, not bad, but a decent flick, but I had a really good time seeing it, and it's definitely one that I know for sure it's certainly worth checking out. So yeah, for my final score right about now, yeah, I'll be fair on this one, and I'll give it a 6.5 out of 10 as my final score. And yeah, like I said, I don't really think it's anything that good or bad. It's passable to say the least, but yeah, still had a great time with it regardless, and it still has some good stuff, and yeah, I do feel bad for, of course, coming down to, of course, this pretty much rating this movie hands down, because I was expecting to, of course, give that to, of course, Minions: The Rise of Gru, while I would be more positive on Thor: Love and Thunder, but I guess if anything, I guess it seems to be the other way around for sure, but again, I digress, hands down. So yeah, I'm sure a lot of people have different thoughts than me, and I say that's completely fine. So yeah, now that I've actually got that done, I'm really excited to see on what comes next for, of course, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. In fact, when's the next one? Oh yeah, it looks like the new Black Panther movie won't be out until November, so I've got time to, of course, wait out on that film just to see what happens. So, but in the meantime, I might as well sell, of course, the next movie I'll be planning on seeing next time for sure. And no, I am not going to be seeing Paws of Fury, because have you seen the trailers for that? Definitely does kind of feel like a cheap knockoff of Kung Fu Panda, hands down. So yeah, probably not planning on seeing it, but I can guarantee, and I could be wrong on this, that one's gonna suck. So yeah, maybe I'm getting way too ahead of myself right now. So yeah, and I guess on that, I guess it's pretty much what I can say on that. Alright. Alright, so I guess on that thought, that'll pretty much do exactly that. Thank you guys so much for watching this latest thoughts video, and of course, feel free to let me know in the comment section below on what you thought about Thor Love and Thunder if you got the chance to see it, as well as, of course, leaving me constructive criticism and or advice on how I can improve my videos in the near future. And of course, send me an email if you want to ask me any questions, or if you just want to book me for a con or event coming up soon. Follow me on my social media sites like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and plenty of other social media sites that I have provided, with of course the links down in the description box below. And support me on Patreon if you want to see if you want to show your support for me and see sneak peeks of videos what I got coming up, as well as get some really awesome rewards that will help fit into your budget. And if you enjoyed today's video, then give it a massive thumbs up, as it really does help this channel out. And of course, subscribe and turn on the notification bell if you want to see more videos like this coming up very, very soon. So So yeah, that'll pretty much do exactly that. Thank you guys so much for watching this latest thoughts video, and yeah, as I stated earlier, I'll definitely let you guys know, of course, what I'm going to be talking about next in these thoughts videos for sure. In fact, wow, looks like I'm already getting close to about 200 thoughts videos right about now, so boy, I definitely got playing out some things, probably for the next 2 weeks in these thoughts videos for sure, but hey, I'll definitely let you guys know once the time comes for sure. But until then, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. Take care.